Growing up, I always wanted to do so many things.
I wanted to be a vet.
I wanted to be an actor.
I wanted to be a celebrity by any means necessary.
This is Spike Drop Vegas Heist.
I'm only here for a 2B. I don't really care about any other place.
Can't even comprehend what is going on, but I like it.
Hi, my name is Chris. I go by Night. This is Wannabe. I was born in Chicago, Illinois, but I grew up in a small town just outside of Boston. So very much that token, like small town, blue collar feel, you know, always is the dream for, I guess, for people out of Millis to kind of break out and do something different. So originally what I wanted to be when I was growing up was pretty funny. I wanted to be a toll booth worker. I was fascinated by like cars, and I was like, oh, that seems like a fun job. They get all this money. Then I realized pretty quickly that that's not, you know, feasible and probably borderline illegal to be taking that money. So I was big into racing, and I think I slowly just kind of found ways to get into racing, and I picked up this game back when I was younger called NASCAR Racing 2003. And I started playing it, and then eventually that led to a wheel and pedal set, and then that kind of evolved into doing sim racing. The thing with racing games is that there's always kind of that tangibility factor where you can break out and you can kind of translate what your skills are in the game to real life. I kind of got lucky and did a couple one-offs. So when I was 18, I ended up meeting a professional race car driver that owned a go-kart track on my 18th birthday. So I learned a little bit there, and I had become very good at sim racing. Prior to that, my peak in sim racing was probably freshman to sophomore year of high school, 2007 to 2008. And so I kind of took that, and when I went to college, I ended up doing some go-kart races with NASCAR drivers, and then I ended up doing dirt racing a little bit in Pennsylvania. And that was kind of a way that got me out of the town and kind of developed my, I guess, love for racing games. So the funniest thing is I was out of sim racing from college, and the HyperX tournament had opened. There was a Mario Kart tournament that was built. I wanted to get back into racing somehow. I didn't want to invest even several thousand into a simulation with the wheel and the pedals and all that. So I saw that there was a tournament at the arena. I saw that, hey, it was only $10 to enter. And I didn't have a Switch. I've only played Mario Kart with friends. I was a PlayStation gamer my whole life, so I didn't know what I was doing, but I just kind of fell in love with the game, and that kind of brought back some of the memories of, you know, doing sim racing, and then also kind of getting a few opportunities to race some cars as well. At the very beginning, I had no clue what I was doing, didn't know how to pick up a controller, was very nervous, but the cool part is that the community, even though they were new, was very welcoming at the time. So that's kind of one of the things that was really exciting, is I didn't have any clue what I was doing, and I was able to pick everything up. And then one of the really interesting things is that back early on, when the tournament started here in Las Vegas, a lot of individuals got into the online and the global Mario Kart community, which is very small, but has been cool because it's been centralized. So even players from all over the world are supportive of us, willing to offer feedback, and really interested in what we're kind of doing here. So that's why I kind of have kept going at it for nearly 5 years now. I guess technically my unofficial title in the Mario Kart scene is being a community manager, and the community for Mario Kart is vast, and everyone's got their own, you know, nuances and things like that from all over the world. But with my main focus being on the United States and then Canada and Mexico, I'm really excited at the community that we have. They're all individuals that are, you know, like-minded in the sense that we have passion for a game, and we want to be able to see this grow. And then ultimately too, it's spinning off into parents sharing that same passion and seeing their children climbing through the ranks, or big upset moments, stuff like that. When it comes to adversity, I would say COVID. I think that, like, just putting such a hard stop on your day-to-day activities and all that, ultimately for, you know, protecting yourself and those of others, it's still very difficult, especially too if you were as big into, you know, in-person gaming, as well as at the time, you know, my job was running concerts and live events. all of that just shut down in a heartbeat. And I remember actually being in a Mario Kart tournament, knowing that there were issues and knowing that I was about to, we were all about to be laid off. And so that was a really gut-wrenching feeling of, how do you get back into doing what you want to do? And then ultimately, how is like the gaming community that you've grown and loved going to be able to recover from this? The best advice that I would give to myself is don't worry too much in the moment, because it normally will all work out. In the moment, if things aren't working out or things aren't going your way, as long as you have a plan and you're kind of committed and you're sticking to that plan, generally things will be working out for you. And don't put too much pressure on yourself, because I think when I was younger, going through Catholic school, heavy competitive nature on sports, that was ingrained in me in high school. Slow down. Sometimes going fast isn't necessarily the optimal thing. You want to evaluate the situation and figure things out.